Hi, Alfonso. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great, thanks. And yourself? Yeah, I wanted to know how did your author journey begin?
Uh, it began in 2020 during COVID-19. I remember back then, everyone was in quarantine, so you know you had to find something to do because like you were indoors 24/7 all day. So I started reading books, and I just fell in love with reading books. I remember I told myself that since we are in quarantine and I'm home all day, I have to find something productive to do. So reading became one of those things. So as I kept on reading many books, I actually fell in love with the art itself. So I thought like, I could also write something myself, a short story book, whether it be a novel or maybe poems, but I just felt that I needed to write something. So I started falling in love with writing. So then I gave myself time, to just explore the field. I watch other authors who have been through the journey as to where they started, how they've done it. So it was sort of like a journey of self-discovery. So that's how I started.
Uh, my Mix Publishing published. Sorry, let me. Yeah, I was gonna say that Mix Publishing your book. What was your experience with the publisher and CEO?
My experience with Mecs Publishing was very great.
Mm-hmm.
I interacted mostly with the CEO, which is Edna, and she's a very kind individual. She was able to be open with me. She told me everything. She was like an open book. She showed me all the steps that we had to take, and everything was well done. Although at the moment the book is not yet published, it's still in the process.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, they offer very great services, and so far I'm happy with everything.
Okay. So, who are the people that you look up to in terms of the authors and all that?
For me, there's just one specific author that I look up to, which is J.K. Rowling. You know,
Oh.
the author of Harry Potter, the book series. I think that everyone knows Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like even the movies. They're just like the movies. At first I didn't know that the movie series was like a book that was authored by someone else. Up until I just started following Harry Potter deeply and made my research on Google. That's when I got to know J.K. Rowling, and I discovered that Harry Potter was actually a book, started as a book, and
Mm-hmm.
J.K. Rowling authored it, and it was a kid's book, and she used to author these books, and she would read them at um, preschools to little children,
Mm-hmm.
and it just became something that ended up being a movie, and it just grew. So I was like, what she's doing is great. Because I
Mm-hmm.
myself, I thought that I would, at some time during my journey in the future, grow the book as well as the characters in it to a point whereby it would eventually be turned into a movie and something like that. So she was someone whom I looked up to.
What have been your highlights thus far?
As for my highlights, just developing the characters, you know, as well as the structure in the book, the storyline, and everything, and completing the whole script itself, and just looking at it and being like, I've always wanted to do this, so I've accomplished it. I've finished writing the book, everything is here. The whole script is finished. The characters are here. That was my highlight for me, just accomplishing the whole book by itself.
Okay, and any lowlights?
By this time I expected that my book will already be published and it will be on the store shelves, being made available to the public. But because of printing problems that Mecs Publishing is currently experiencing, that the time had to be delayed a little bit. So yeah.
Okay, so what are your plans for the rest of this year and beyond?
For this year, I would what I want to see is, my books being on the shelves and being sold to the public, and getting feedback from the readers about how they perceive the book, how they feel, and how they connect with it. Obviously, I would be open to receiving the positive and the negative criticisms. So that's what I'm expecting.
Okay, finally, what are your words of inspiration for upcoming authors?
What I would say to upcoming authors is that, you know, being in the literary space, it's it is it takes a lot of dedication, and
Mm,
you have to self introspect and be honest with yourself first, and sort of like set yourself to say, is this something that I want to do? And it's not just only about writing a story. It has to come from within you, and it has to be meaningful, and you have to, even you yourself as the author, you have to put yourself in the perspective whereby you are like a reader yourself, to say, okay, if I'm a reader and I'm reading this work, how would that feel? How would I connect with it? So they need to make their work meaningful. It has to come from within them, not just that, not just the approach that, okay, I can think of a story and I can just write it. It has to come from within them. So it has to be meaningful. So that's the approach they should use.
okay, and Alfonso, if you have enjoyed our chat, do share with your followers so that this can go viral. And also to the viewers that have enjoyed this chat, please like and subscribe. And thanks so much for your time, Alfonso.
Okay, thank you.